Welcome to Compassion Speaks, where we give a voice to the community. I'm your host, Stephanie Player, and today on our show we have Rondi Vintage, the owner of Vintage Sign Works and also the secretary of the board of directors for the White Mountain Safe House. Welcome.
Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you so much for coming today to talk with us about the White Mountain Safe House. I wanted to kind of just jump on in and talk about the Safe House and what it is that we do, and from a board member's perspective as well, to be able to share with the community the impact of our organization. So the Safe House, as most people know, we are a domestic violence shelter up here on the mountain, and we help victims that are escaping abusive situations in their own home. And tell me about how you came to join the board and your involvement and support of this awesome program.
Well, I actually got involved years and years ago, like over 20 years ago, in the dark ages when we lived in Snowflake and actually would take overflow when there was no more room in the Safe House home. We would take the women in. And so we got involved in that capacity. I believe it was the early 90s.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing.
Since then, I've just had a heart for it all along, and got involved again a few years ago as a board member.
Wonderful, and we love having you on our board, and to have that history with the organization as well is so, it really helps to show the journey that our organization has taken, and how it really took a community to pull together to create what it is that we are now, a domestic violence shelter, a 26-bed shelter for women and children to come into, and being able to have supportive board members out there in the community to help to garner support, to continue with their own support of the organization is so very impactful, and really helps to keep us moving forward in what it is that we're doing.
Well, unfortunately, the Safe House is so needed up here. Right. There are so many instances of domestic violence, and we provide for so many people that are in need.
Yes.
A place to get started again, a place to recover.
Yes, yes, and a place where they can see positivity and learn new ways of being able to exist without feeling like they have to go back to that abusive situation in order to exist. And it's really hard to describe to people who haven't been involved in this movement to end domestic violence and know about all of the different aspects of domestic violence and how it impacts a family and individuals within that family. It's hard to explain to those people. So it's kind of our mission too at the Safe House to educate the public and talk about the impact of domestic violence, how it affects families, how it affects communities as a whole, and really also help to, through that education, pull in support to help to end it within at least our local community and beyond. Because yes, as you mentioned earlier, the Safe House is unfortunately very much so needed. Our numbers continue to grow each year. For the year of 2013, we had 284 men, women, and children that came through our program. And that's a huge number for the rural area that we live in. So it's this constant growing need that continues to need that constant growing support.
One of the things I love about the Safe House is not only do we meet their crisis needs when a woman and her children are in need, but we also offer them support as far as getting the needs met for the future as well, to equip her to make better choices, and so forth.
Right, yes, setting them up for success and connecting them with the valuable resources we have in our community to make that chance at success all the greater. And it takes that community pull together to really make it happen. And the Safe House is an integral part of that, to provide that safe space for them to break free from that abuse and explore those options that are available, but maybe they just didn't see it, maybe they weren't aware of it, maybe that wasn't presented to them before, and present them with those choices so that way they can move forward in a positive direction in their lives.
The community's been such a support over the years for the Safe House, and they also support us through the Butterfly Boutique.
This is true, yes. Our thrift store up in
Yes.
Pine Top. Very, very awesome outreach platform. Food pantry also has the ability to accept donations so we can resell them to support the Safe House as well. And yeah, we get such generous donations from local community members that help to fuel that thrift store and keep it going and moving forward. We're very lucky in that aspect. Well, I want to also kind of segue here because we're in the month of January, and we at the Safe House know what the month of January means.
Indeed. and it's a fun time of preparation, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And
Yeah.
for those of you who may not know, we are preparing for our biggest fundraiser of the year, and that is the Robert Burns Dinner and Auction. And it will be held on January 24th of 2015 at Honda Resort and Casino. And this is our 16th annual Robert Burns Dinner and Auction. I'm
Isn't
so
that
excited.
fun? And they are always fun. And I think last year was a highlight.
Oh,
and this year is going to be even better.
It keeps getting better and better every year, and this is another way that the community can support us is through this fundraiser. 100% of the proceeds benefits the Safe House. Again, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year, so this fundraiser really helps to go towards supporting us in our mission and keeping us keeping our doors open to be able to continue to provide these needed services. So let's talk about the Robert Burns Dinner. We've already mentioned it's fun and a delightful affair, but let's talk about who is Robert Burns and why do we celebrate him?
I know, isn't that funny? There are Robert Burns events all across the nation and across the world. He was a poet. And years ago, somehow it was decided that, hey, this would be a fun event. So we go all out, including a haggis, pipers. We have the McManuses that present the toasts. We have people in kilts. I have a friend that's going to wear her kilt.
Oh, wonderful. The more the merrier.
Yes, indeed. We have dessert auctions that are wonderful. I mean, last year we had a cake that must have been at least 10 pounds.
Yes.
It was gorgeous. And just the whole atmosphere is one of fun. And yet the community supports it so beautifully, which helps the Safe House stay open.
Yes, yes, it's a Scottish cultural affair. We will have dancers as well, Scottish dancers, and it's just so much fun to kind of just envelop yourself in the Scottish culture and an evening dedicated to Robert Burns and his life works. He wrote a song that we'll be singing on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Called Auld Lang Syne. It started as a poem but was turned into a song, and so that's one of his most famous works that people can identify with. And yes, they hold these events throughout the world. He's considered the national bard or the national poet of Scotland. So he's very beloved, and it has really reached out across the world for people to hold these dinners and have a fun night together and enjoy all of the different Scottish cuisine and entertainment that is to be offered. And like you mentioned, it all supports the Safe House. People can buy tickets for this event. This is a public event. Right. Tickets are $50 each, and you can buy them at the Show Low Chamber of Commerce, the Pine Top Lakeside Chamber of Commerce, the Snowflake Chamber of Commerce, as well as our thrift store that we mentioned earlier, the Butterfly Boutique in Pine Top. 857 East White Mountain Boulevard, if my memory serves me right. Or you can call our phone number at the shelter as well for more information, 928-367-6017. And yeah, we're just trying to get the word out about this. There's so many different ways for people to get involved, whether they would like to donate something for a raffle or maybe for our live auction. Those are also fun pieces of the event too. And be able to help to support in whatever way, whether they're coming to attend or they're coming to help to support by donating these different items. So that is the plan, and we are moving forward with it, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm very excited. Is there anything else that you think we should mention to the viewers about the event and the Safe House?
Just reviewed the time of the event just to make sure that everybody knows it's on the 24th.
The 24th, yes, at 5 p.m. We'll be there, and we hope that the community will join us as well and come and have a good, fun time with us. So thank you so much, Rondi, for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you, and I'm glad we were able to talk about the Safe House and our upcoming fundraiser, the Robert Burns Dinner.
Oh, it's an honor to be here, and thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you so much. And we will be right back with Wealthy Williams. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Compassion Speaks. Joining us now is Wealthy Williams, the District Coordinator for AARP Foundation Tax Aid. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming back. We had you on last month's show, and
Right.
now we are kind of taking a different turn to talk about the program a little bit more,
Right.
but from a different direction. But
Yes.
let's start with who you are, Wealthy, and introduce yourself to the audience here.
Okay. I'm Wealthy Williams. I am the district coordinator for the ARP Foundation Tax Aid Program up here on the mountain. And I cover 3 sites, or we have 3 sites up here. The foundation and IRS are the ones who support this program so that we can provide a free service to our low income and concentrate on them and our seniors. Some of the things that we accomplished last year, in the state of Arizona, we had 52,063 federal returns, and we also had state returns. Okay, we ranked second in the group of sub-states all across the country in our production.
Wow.
We served 90,000 across the country. We served 90,660 people.
That's amazing.
And we saved 13 million for taxpayers, seniors, and low income in fees that they would have to pay, paid preparers, and that they really can't afford. So,
Right.
and also got money back for them that they would not have gotten because they wouldn't have been able to afford it. And we returned $37.9 million back into the Arizona economy.
Oh my goodness.
So
Those are big numbers.
it's a very good service, a very
Needed service.
yes, needed service. And we handle, just up here, we handle between the 3 sites, we handle like 700 people
Oh my.
through a 10-week period.
That's a big chunk
Yes.
for our rural area. And,
Yes.
and that's separated again among 3 different sites.
3 different sites.
There's the Show Low site.
Yes.
And that one is housed at the,
That is the largest and main site, and we are at the Masonic Lodge. And we have a site in Overguard at the county complex. We use the community room there. In Springerville Eager, we have a room at the Eager Library there on Main Street. And so we cover quite a few people, and we have people from the Navajo Reservation way up north on the Navajo Reservation, and we have some come in from the Apache Reservation, and we have lots of people from Pine Top, Lakeside, Springerville, Overguard, Conchos, Snowflake,
all
just
over.
all over, and Linden, all of them.
Well, and this is a free service. This is a free tax aid service to
Yes.
help you with filing your taxes.
so that you can file your taxes, and we take care of income from your Social Security, your pensions, if you have investments, we can handle the small investments that you have, that you get an income from. Social Security is not all taxable. Sometimes, depending on your other income, it might be. So you need to come in for that. And also, here in the state of Arizona, there are a couple of credits that a lot of people qualify for. And over the many years that I have been doing this, it surprises me that so many people still don't know about it. There's a excise tax credit for $25 for up to 4 people in the household. And that's for low-income people. If they don't really have a taxable state income, then they still qualify for this $25.
Wow.
And there are seniors. If you're 65 or over and you own your own home, then there is a property tax credit that you can get up to $502 for the year. And also, if you are a renter, you need to get with your landlord and have them fill out a state form 201, so that you can get a tax credit, property tax credit for the taxes that are included in your rent. So it's there's lots of people out there that get lots of income that they aren't expecting.
Right, and
Because-
that's a wonderful surprise
Yes, it
to
is,
have.
and it's just and I've been doing this for like 30-some years, and I've been making sure that people get this credit. But there's still many people out there who don't know about it, and we get that.
Let me ask you, Wealthy, why is it that somebody should opt to use this tax aid agency over, say, going through to TurboTax or some of the online and tutorial walk you through style tax preparation platforms?
Well, they should come to us because a lot of them are not that computer savvy. Some of them don't even have computers. Some people don't even have computers. They
Right.
just, do what they have to do, and other people do it for them, or they just don't do it, So coming to us is we are trained and certified. Our certification comes from the IRS, so we are qualified to do these tax returns. We don't get involved in businesses, big businesses, or if you've got rentals that have depreciation and stuff like that on it, we can't do those. But if you've got a small business where you've got low expenses or expenses and just the income from it and minor expenses, then we can do those. But that's basically what we cover, is the smaller, less complicated returns. And
But they can still be kind of complicated in different ways for someone who's not familiar
Yes.
with
Yes.
all the different things that you can file for
Yes.
that can help to bring some money back into your pocket or save you some
yeah,
money.
and this year we have this healthcare program that went into effect last year, and there are some tax or refund consequences with that possible. So those people who have got the Affordable Care Act health program, they need to come in and see us, because if they have paid up front, there may be a premium credit that might come back to you. So you need to come in and see about that. Or if you didn't get your health care, then there could be a penalty where you would have to pay tax. But anyway, we won't know that until we see what you have. But it's just a good program. We're trained, we're certified. We make sure that we make sure that they're correct, because the return is done by a counselor, and then we put it through a quality review where we go back over what's in there and make sure that everything is reported and that you get what you are entitled to.
So double, triple checked
Yes.
to make sure that it's completely ready to be filed and you will get the best
Right.
out of that filing. Wonderful. Well, yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about too what different days of the week, as people are going to start thinking about that this month as they're getting ready for tax time. But this is something that'll be offered from February, the beginning of February through
mid-April.
Awesome.
And here in Show Low, it's at the White River Masonic Lodge on Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you do need to call for an appointment there.
Okay.
Because we have so many people and we don't have quite enough volunteers to cover, but
Want to
we
make
will
sure.
get you worked in as best we can.
Okay.
And in Heber Overgard, we are at the county complex on Country Club Drive in Overgard on Tuesdays from 9 to 3. And we do walk-ins and appointments there.
Okay.
And in Springerville, they're there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Eager Library on Main Street from 9 until 3 on
Wow.
Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, each week, starting in February all the way through mid-April,
yes,
you can go into one of these locations, or preferably calling ahead of time to
Yes.
secure yourself an appointment. So that way people can start planning on how they're going to get this taken care of and take advantage of this free service that
Yes,
you guys are
yes.
offering. And it seems like there's a lot more benefits to this that you wouldn't be able to necessarily navigate on your own,
Right,
or
right.
with another agency that you're going to have to pay multiple fees to in order to get the same
That's true.
service.
There are some documents that you are required to bring with you, and if you don't have them, then we will have to reschedule you. So make sure you bring a valid picture ID, your driver's license, your tribal card, or whatever.
Valid
you're-
form of
yeah.
identification.
Valid identification. Make sure you bring copies of or your Social Security cards for every person that is going to be on your return. If you don't have those, then you'll have to reschedule, and you need to make sure that you go and get them. If you don't have them, make sure you contact Social Security so that you can get them. And they're not being as good about giving it to you in one day, so you need to make the time to get it.
Right. Take care of it first.
Yes, and bring in all your income documents. If you have a W-2 from wages, if you have 1099s from your pension, your Social Security income, your investment income 1099s. There's that includes dividends and your broker statements. If you are a gambler, bring in your W-2G from your gambling winnings. And you need to bring proof of your health insurance so that we can work that out. If you have if you drew unemployment, bring that form that you got from the state.
So pretty much any form of income
Right.
that you received in the year 2014,
Yes.
you need to bring that documentation
Yes.
in, what you would need in order to file. So
Yes.
wonderful. Well, Wealthy, thank you so very much for coming in today to talk about this. We'll have the contact information at the end of the segment so
Yes.
people can call to make
Yes.
these appointments to come in. Thank you again for coming to join us and talk about this today. I hope that we reached out to some individuals to
Okay.
take advantage of this.
And if any of you want to volunteer, please give me a call.
Yes, we'll share your phone number for that purpose
Yes.
too. Well, thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in next month to hear Compassion speak.
The White Mountains Safe House is a private, nonprofit program dedicated to providing shelter, care, and advocacy for victims of domestic violence. If you or anyone you know is in need of services, please contact our 24-hour hotline at 928-367-6017. If you would like to support our organization in any way, please visit our website for more information at wmsafehouse.org.